All right, so here I am. I'm having some technical difficulties. I'm good in the kitchen, but electronics. Um, so anyway, it's not as lively here. I'm back in Florida, and it's just me today in the kitchen. No Uncle Marty, sorry. We'll be planning some more events with Uncle Marty though, even if we have to patch him in somehow. So anyway, tonight I am doing a little recipe with the quick cooker, and it is going to be a savory onion chicken. So I have already cut up my chicken. I have 4 chicken breasts here, hash, and I have an onion, and I have some potatoes. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little experiment. And if you know me, you know how I like to experiment in the kitchen. But for those of you kitchen candy asses who are afraid to step outside the box, then there is the instructions. This instruction booklet comes with the quick cooker. So in the beginning, it tells you how the thing works and how to use it. I get it that not everybody has experience in the kitchen, but come on, some of this stuff is common sense. So you have to have juice or something in this thing in order to cook the stuff, because you got to get the steam from somewhere. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, it doesn't matter if you have 2 chicken breasts or 8 chicken breasts. The time is going to be the same as what's programmed on here. The difference is the amount of time that it takes to build up the pressure. And the pressure is going to build in there depending on how full the bowl is. So, for those of you that keep asking god-awful stupid questions, read the directions and experiment a little. What's going to happen to it? It's not going to be edible. I'm sure you've done it before. So put the shit in the cooker, cook it, and see what you get. And feed it to the neighbors if you don't like it. But quit making such a project out of it. I'm getting frustrated with these groups and these nonsense questions. Well, should I do this? Or how about a recipe for chicken? Really? Come on. Pinterest, people, Pinterest. Find something. Look it up. You're on the computer all day long. You're there with your phone. Pinterest, Google. Google it, for God's sakes. It's not really that difficult. Anyway, so I went to a gluten-free expo today, and I got a whole bunch of freebies. They were giving out free cake mix, and I met the lady at this company, Dolce Di Maria, and she was awesome. And so I got to talk to her, and I love her gluten-free cakes. They sell them at the store that I work at, so she gave me some free pancake mix. So I can't wait to make those. That'll be another day. We'll use my Pampered Chef, whatever that thing is, some griddle pan or something. It fits on 2 burners, and you can cook all your breakfast at once. So anyway, quick cooker. So you've seen it all before, and you've heard all of the directions. And if you have one, you'll get the book with the directions. I highly recommend. It's good reading. So my quick cooker, I am going to start to set it to sear. And we're going to heat that baby up, and we're going to put some oil in it. You don't have to sear everything before you cook it, but I like to, because that gives more flavor. When you sear it or braise it, and you give a crisp edge to the meat, and with the olive oil, it makes a nice gravy or sauce, and it gives a lot of flavor to it. So I like to sear everything, but you don't have to. You can just throw it in there with all your liquid and be done with it. But it doesn't have to be that difficult. As you kitchen handicapped people, I guess, is that the right word? Socially kitchen crippled or something? Kitchen cripples? I don't know. But you people are driving me nuts. I can't find any tongs. Aha! Alright, I found them. Somebody was hiding them on me. So my quick cooker is warming up. It's been 1 minute. Usually takes 2 or 3 minutes to get it hot enough to sear. And so as I've talked about in my past videos, if you were to buy this full price, it's $240. But why would you do that? You can have a party, and as a hostess, you get to pick things. There's always something every month. For October, this was one of the items that you could get for $96, which is basically 60% off. So this month for November, the hostess gets to pick anything, any set or any item for 60% off. So if you want this, and this is a new item, just came out in September, so they are going to be pushing it and, you know, working it for the whole year, I'm sure. Back in December, the hostess gift, again, this is going to be on there. So you will be able to get it at a discount. So don't pay $240, have a party. All you need is $200 in orders, which is very easy to do. My cousin was going to buy it. I said to her, you got 2 days. 2 days, $200 in orders, and she got the quick cooker. She did it in one order because one of her friends said, oh, I'll take one. So she bought it at full price, and there was her $200. And then she had another order. Thank you, Kim. And so it worked out great. So I can feel it starting to get hot in there. So I am going to sprinkle a little bit of my herbes de Provence on my chicken before I put it in there to sear. And this is going to be a really easy dinner. And I am experimenting. This is something I haven't made before, and it's something, you can hear it, can't you, sizzling? I'm going to do a little something different this time, because I feel like I have to, because there's so many people out there that are, you know, get all weak in the knees when it comes to the kitchen. So I feel like I have to take one for the team and teach you people how to cook. So what I'm going to do after I sear my chicken, I am going to put my potatoes in there, and then what I'm using is this French onion soup from Progresso. It is gluten-free, so I can have that. And I'm going to use some garlic and my little herbes de Provence, and I'm going to put the potatoes in there. And then what I'm going to do at the end, I'm going to take the potatoes out and I'm going to mash them. So they're going to get cooked in the moisture from the soup and the olive oil and whatever other, you know, juice from the chicken. So the potatoes are going to be seasoned really good. And this way I'm hoping that I won't have to add so much fat like cheese and butter to the potatoes, and they'll still taste really good. So that's the plan. So my chicken is searing nicely. I will lift you up and show you. See that? And so the timer on there says 16 minutes. So it's been turned on for 4 minutes. And that's all it took to get it nice and hot. So it does give a really nice sear to it. So you could pretty much use this thing for just about anything. And my Pampered Chef cohorts are all telling me that they are just leaving it right on the counter because they're using it pretty much every day. You know, it's a new thing too, so we're all excited about it. And if you've been watching and following me, I did a little quick cooker caravan up the East Coast. Stopped in North Carolina and made a bunch of stops in New York and cooked for everyone. So I'm planning to do that again in a few months. So we'll have a calendar set up, and you guys can let me know who wants me to stop and cook in their kitchen, and we'll do a little video and have fun with it. So this is only, I think, the second or third time that I've made something at my own house. So I've been relying on everybody else's kitchen to use all of their equipment. So, and I need a plate. Put this on and take it out. And in my other videos, one of the things that I forgot was the rack. So when I left here in early October and I went up to New York, I forgot to bring the rack with me. So what this does is it fits right inside of there. So you could take and put, if you were going to make a roast, like the time when I made, what was it, the prime rib, we put the meat on a rack. My sister happened to have one that fit in there, so we used that. But we put the meat on top because that wasn't a meat that we wanted in the moisture, in the to cook right into in the wine that we had added. So what I'm finding with chicken is it actually is better when it's not out of the moisture. I like it to cook in the liquid because then it's a little more moist. And I'm also learning the timing, which, I had to follow my own advice. And when I got home, I had to read the instruction book again because I read it and then I left and I didn't bring it with me. So I have overcooked the chicken slightly a couple times. So this is good when you want to have something elevated and not in the moisture. If you did want it in and you wanted to put something else up here, say you wanted to do, you wanted to steam some potatoes, you could put the meat underneath in the bottom of the quick cooker and then put the rack on top and then put your potatoes on top. You also use this to make hard-boiled eggs. So there's a bunch of different ways to do it. And also you can get separately a ceramic bowl, and the ceramic bowl will sit on top of this. So if you wanted to make rice, you would put your chicken or your meat or whatever on the bottom. You'd put this in and put your ceramic bowl on top. And then that would cook whatever you put into that bowl. You could do pasta, whatever. So that's another way to use it. And like I said, I forgot it when I went on my trip because I would have used it a couple of times. So my chicken's getting nice and brown, nice little sear on it. Where is Uncle Marty when you need him? So I started a YouTube channel to post my videos on. So if you like what I'm doing and you like watching my videos, sometimes they're more educational and informative, Pampered Chef related, sometimes they're more gluten-free related, and sometimes they're just absolute craziness, which are the ones that are labeled Uncle Marty. So you need to not be afraid of swear words and not be a big sissy because, he tells it like it is. So you can't be a big baby over that. No, politically correct in our world. I'm using up all my herbs de Provence. How do you like my French? I think I'm going to save this. I have a collection of glass bottles that I'm saving, and I'm going to slice them. I've got a bottle cutter, and I'm going to slice them into slices like this and make wind chimes out of them. If I ever get around to it, you should see the collection of bottles like that. Alright, so the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to squeeze some garlic into my mess here, into the contraption. So this is a garlic press. If you like garlic, you got to have one of these. There's no way a kitchen can live without a garlic press. You just put the whole pieces of garlic with the skins right in there, and then you're going to squeeze it and it's going to come out the holes. And that's what it does. See? They all come out there. Squeeze it right out. And then when you open it, you just take out the skin. Throw in a couple more. Most people don't have any issue with it. Sometimes I'm a little weak after years of cutting all the hairs. My hands and my wrists are a little weak, but it's not really too difficult to use. And then you just dig out the skins. They come with a little cleaning tool also. But, well, Well, the newer one, it looks different, but it just pokes in there so it cleans out all the holes. All right. So our chicken looks good. We just got a couple more in here that need to turn. And now on the bottom of the pan, the chicken's starting to stick in some places. How come you hate your garlic press? It's like my lifeblood. Is it a crappy one? I can't imagine why you would hate it. Unless it doesn't work good. So the little bits on the bottom, we're going to deglaze the pan with some wine. I have some sherry here and our broth. So the little bits that are stuck to the bottom are going to make it really, really good. All right, I think that's good enough. Good enough for a sear. Everything's brown, and now we're going to deglaze with the sherry. Sherry baby, sherry. Ooh, I love the way that smells. And then you just scrape all the crap off the bottom, because that's going to make a lovely little sauce. A nice little gravy. And then we're going to put in our onions. Garlic's already in there. And I'm going to shut this off because I am going to put it on the poultry setting. So there's all my potatoes, chicken. And my broth. Soup. Squish everything down in there, and I think I'm going to add just a little bit of water because I want to have enough juice in there. And there is a cooking line. Oh, okay. You have to press. Oh, yeah. So it's not closing very well. It's not. You're not getting a good squeeze out of it. So there, it's all in there, and there is a fill line, so that there's a point where you can't go too full. But I'm below that, so we're good. So now we are going to move it out a little bit. I use the rest of my seasoning, got everything in there. Let me do a little salt and pepper, just for good measure. And these are my wonderful salt and pepper grinders. Look at these, how fancy they are. And you know what I love about them? Is the top unscrews, and you can fill it this way. Instead of trying it, the old ones and other ones, I've seen you gotta like make a little hole or use a funnel or something. It's a pain in the ass. Ain't nobody got time for that. So those are nice and easy to use and easy to clean. All right, so we got everything in there. I'm gonna put the lid on. It's making noise at me. Everything's on good and tight. The nozzle for the steam release is down. All that looks good. So I'm going to turn the dial here. The lock is on. And when I read the directions, it told me how much time for chicken and poultry. If you were just doing a couple of chicken breasts, then it's like, I don't know, 9 to 12 minutes or something. So 15 minutes is the cook time, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce it by 2 minutes. So I am going to go to custom, and where's my plus and minus? There it is. Time, and I'm going to bring it down to 12 minutes. like that. And then we're going to start it. So it'll start, these little blue dots start going around. Now this is when the pressure is building. It's going to take about 10 minutes for the pressure to build. And the time that it takes is depending on how full the bowl is. So the more stuff you got, the longer it's going to take to pressurize. Or maybe it's the other way around, I forget, but that's what it has to do with. So once it gets to pressure, then the time will come up, it'll say 12 minutes, then it'll do the cooking, it'll say cooking time, and then at the end of 12 minutes, it will go to the warming mode, and it will start to gradually release the steam and the pressure. And I can leave it while it's in the warming mode if I'm not ready to open it, not ready to eat, and it will keep it warm and gradually release the pressure and the steam. Or I can use the manual pressure release and let it loose and let it open up so that I can open it right away. So that's that. So I will come back in a few minutes when it is all cooked so I can show you the end result. How easy is it to clean? It's really easy. I was surprised. The outside it hasn't really gotten dirty, but I've wiped it. It's all like a plastic kind of thing. And then, why isn't it locked? Every once in a while it does that to me. Not sure why. Okay, I'm just not going to play with it. But the inside, the bowl on the inside is stainless steel, and it's really easy to clean. I was really, really surprised. When I took that pot out and I've washed it from everything I've done, it was like it was non-stick, but it's just stainless steel. So it was very easy to clean. All right, so I'll be back in a few and show you the end result. See you in a bit.